Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video. Oh boy! CM Punk is finally back in AEW. 10 months in the making. The debut of AEW Collision came and gone, and it immediately came out with the bang! CM Punk, the main man, comes out. Excellent promo. Puts out all the grievances right front first. Totally shits on the Bucks. I loved the little thing he said. The Dave Zaslav, the guy from Warner Brothers that everybody hates. I love that, how he is counterfeit Bucks. He freaking said they were the counterfeit Bucks. Taking shots at the Bucks. Right there. Talking about how he is the man. And that all they care about is the money. Which is true. Warner Brothers, they only care about the dollar signs. And obviously Punk gets ratings. The Bucks do not. And that's the fact of the matter. David Zaslav called me the One Bill Phil. That's because I am the one truly genuine article in a business full of counterfeit bucks. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Punk just knows how to cut. it. He knows how to cut those promos right when they need to be. He brought the pipe bomb that everyone been waiting for 10 months. We've been hearing all this bullshit from the Elite for 10 months or 8 months when they came back. We hadn't heard Punk go on the mic since. And finally, Punk, for 10 months, gets to finally air out his fucking grievance. And it feels so great. The crowd popped for him. I heard the "fuck the Elite" chant. Loved it. Loved it. I hope we get it every week. Fuck the Elite. That's what I want to fucking hear. Every fucking week I want to hear that. You know what I mean there? So yeah, CM Punk just started off the night great. He did exactly what I said he was going to do a month ago, or whatever it was when I made that video theorizing about, how to bring Punk back. Now, obviously, I didn't get everything accurate, but at least as of right now. But the one main thing I said was that CM Punk never lost the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Therefore, he is the uncrowned champion because it was never explained why he just all of a sudden was stripped of the title. Now, the one thing that did disappoint me about this, even though I love this fucking promo, was he did mention and confirm officially that he had a broken tricep. Now, of course, he even said it was off the bone as well, which is even worse. But point being, he said that he confirmed that he had a tricep injury, and he also said it did happen during the match, not during the brawl. And this was always, this was 90% the probable case of what everyone was saying, and based on the footage we've seen from the match itself of him holding his tricep for a part of the match against Jon Moxley at All Out. But I kind of wish they hadn't confirmed that he got injured, because they never mentioned he was injured, and I felt like they could fuel the brawl out thing as the reason why he was gone, quote unquote, that there was legal issues, and then that led into him being reinstated, and because he was reinstated as the champion with MJF also as the champion. That was kind of what I thought they would do, something like that. But Punk did mention that he did in fact get injured during the match against Jon Moxley, but he did have a bag which he claimed was the World Heavyweight Champion that was in the bag that he never lost, which he never did. And then he took a shot at MJF with the dog collar match. Even though the dog collar match didn't involve the World Heavyweight Championship, he mentioned that. Because I guess, MJF's the current champion right now. But at the same time, I love this promo. I loved everything about the promo. He came out with the Larry the Dog t-shirt. They already got a lot of merchandise out on Punk on the shop now, on the shop zone right now for AEW. So go check that out. But yeah, it was a beautiful promo. I mean, it covered everything that it needed to cover. And I just can't wait to hear what some of these people are going to report or talk about on their little stupid podcast shows. Y'all know who you are that we're talking about, the quote-unquote wrestling journalists that are going to try to stir the pot up. But there is one particular YouTuber / podcaster that I actually do want to hear his thoughts for, because he's actually been very, very positive to my boy CM Punk. And I think you guys know who I'm talking about. We won't mention any of these podcasters' name, good or bad ones. Because I don't like to stir up the pot for biasism, because at the same time, as you guys know, I try to not be biased. After all, y'all know I am the most unbiased researcher on the YouTube planet. So, because of that, I feel not the need to mention all these people, but you know who they are. Anyways, that being said, it was a fantastic promo, but overall it was a fantastic show. Now, the first match in Collision was probably the worst show of them, or worst match of them, worst match of the night, unfortunately, because we had, once again, another hot potato reign of Warlord come to an end, to Luchasaurus with Christian Cage. Not a very, it was an okay match, but I hated the ending. I thought the ending was really dumb and not the way I would have started out Collision for the wrestling matches. We had Andrade return, and he won his match. He won his match in another good fashion match with Bobby. Another good match, but him and his opponent got injured. I mean, that was really really concerning right there. I thought that was results. That was really a bad fall that Andrade had. Like, he did like a Hurricane Rana or something, and it got botched or some bullshit like that. So that was concerning, I will say that. But I mean, that was a concerning fall. Buddy Matthews and Andrade. Um, they had a really good match, but there was some type of injury thing going on. I don't know if that was just them kayfabing or if that was real. It looked real. We'll see where that goes. Miro, aka Rusev, came back. Had a good match with Tony. There was also a couple promos that were cut with Powerhouse Sobs entering the Owen Hart tournament, as well as Ricky Starks entering the Owen Hart tournament. And then obviously the main event was CM Punk FTR versus Samoa Joe, Jay White, and Juice Robinson. Very, very well done tag match. Punk gets the GTX on Juice Robinson. And that's how it ends. Now, CM Punk did not come out to the AEW World Championship, which kind of surprised me because they showed, he emphasized on that promo about him being the real world champion until somebody beats him. He's going to hold on to this, the title that he held high above his head after he won it at All Out last year. They don't show him coming out to it. He doesn't come out to it. It's still in the bag, and we don't see it in the match. So I don't know where that's going to lead to, if he's going to show it next week or how that's going to go. Because I feel like he has to show it. If he's going to claim that he's the world champion. We still don't know the lineage, if the lineage is intact, because obviously in AEW they do have the interim tag. Now, there was no established interim, but also with the whole interim thing, which I think the interim thing is stupid to begin with, but I made a rant video last year about it, but there's been no rule on how the interim thing works in terms of the time limit for the legitimate champion to be out with an injury while you have the interim tag for who the current champion is. They've never really defined that ever in AEW. Now, obviously, Thunder Rosa had been injured with the back injury, and they declared Toni Storm the interim champion for a couple of months because they thought Thunder Rosa was going to come back, and that didn't happen. She ended up having more of a severe back injury than originally anticipated, and because of that, they officially stripped her of it and declared that Toni Storm was legitimately the champion for all those months or whatever. But again, that's because they were misled on the timetable of her return. So I don't exactly know what exactly is considered the timetable, since there was no defined rules for these interim things, because this isn't something that other wrestling companies do other than AEW. This is a new rule. Now, that doesn't mean that rules aren't being broken, because WWE breaks their rules all the time. There's supposed to be a 30-minute title defense in WWE, but that obviously has been broken with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. But the rule is there, specifically. Interim titles, in terms of how long the legitimate champion can be out for, has never been really defined. Now, Tony Khan said that Punk was somehow stripped of the title, as we know, in Buffalo, New York, after All Out last year at Dynamite. But that can be reversed, because in 2011, when Punk won the title at Money in the Bank, the next day Vince McMahon came out and said Punk was stripped of the title, and then 2 weeks later, he came back to the company with the title and was declared the champion by Triple H, and both Punk and Cena were declared both WWE champions. And this could be the same route they're going here. Now, they would have to completely change the lineage, because that would mean that Punk has been the champion all this time, but MJF is to be like, I don't think they should go back and say that, oh, MJF has been an interim champion this whole time. I don't think they should do that, since it's already confusing because, when Moxley won the tournament, that was under the impression that that was the title. So I think they should just say that both of them are the world champions right now, and they will be unifying those titles at a later date, since they can't do it at Forbidden Door, because Forbidden Door, they already have matches. Well, at least MJF has a match that's supposed to happen. So once you end that match, which is in a week from now, then you go into the possible feud with MJF and Punk for possibly All Out or All In. Which, again, that's going to be another hard issue because All Out and All In are a week apart, which I think is also another stupid booking decision that they're so close to each other, because that means you're going to have to book two different feuds at once. If you plan on doing Punk MJF 3 at All Out in Chicago, you're going to have something for Punk and MJF for All In, another feud. And I guess the possibility is MJF and Adam Cole, since that seems what they're going for based on last week. And then you're going to also have to have another feud for Punk for All In if we're doing All Out Punk MJF. If we're doing MJF Punk at All In, then they're probably going to have MJF win, since it's in the UK. If they're doing Punk MJF at All Out, Punk's probably going to win in Chicago because he already actually has lost to MJF in Chicago. So that's what I'm thinking they're going to do. They both retain their titles at All In and then defend them the next week at All Out. That's really the only thing I can think of right now because, again, All In and All Out are a week apart from each other, which, again, hopefully next year they don't do this again in AEW. They don't do this stupid bullshit. But, and they spread it out. Either All In gets moved to October, or All Out gets moved to October. You could have it during the Italian American Heritage Week. When you have the Monday holiday off. That's really where I think they should move All Out. If you're going to continue to have All In going forward at the end of August. That would make the more ideal sense. And then you just have Full Gear in November. You have Full Gear late November instead. It's a month apart from each other, but it's still, I think, ideal. Better, especially as you expand pay-per-views. But yeah, that's kind of where my idea is right now. Eventually they're going to have to Punk's going to have to show off the world title. To show that he is in fact the world champion now, but I guess he's making people wait. We'll see what happens. It seems like Punk won't be on Dynamite next week or this Wednesday. So I guess we're, at least for me, I'm basically all in on, Collision right now. I have no reason to watch Dynamite unless Punk's going to be on the show. Because I don't care about the Elite, for what they did to Punk. This is where I'm at right now. A very, very happy show. They got a lot of stuff on the website already. They got a buddy thing, I think, of Punk too. They got a bunch of different shirts on there. So check those things out. They even got Larry the Dog, guys, on the shirt. But yeah, guys, comment, rate. If you like this video, my videos, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell for all the latest contents. Thank you. And that's it. I am the SS Ultimate Goku. I'm out of here. Peace. Best in the world. CM Punk is back. The real AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And I'm out. Peace.